You know what? Maybe I'm the clown here. And I'm not laughing. Joker 2 Electric Boogaloo. Joker 2 Folie À Deux is the sequel to 2019's surprise breakout film Joker. We once again have the actor-director duo of Joaquin Phoenix playing Joker and Todd Phillips directing, and this time we get the follow-up from the previous film, in that we're seeing the trial of Joker after all the heinous crimes that he committed in the first one. But we also have the added factor of Lady Gaga playing a rendition of Harley Quinn named Lee Quinzel. And Lee seems to have a thing for the Joker, and they get into some stuff here. And that's pretty much all that I'm going to give you without getting into too many spoilers. This is going to be a non-spoiler review. Now, back when I seen the original Joker film in 2019, I saw it opening night, and I remember walking out of that film and I was like, please, please leave that where it is. I thought the ending was great. I loved how it was open to interpretation, and I just thought it was a really interesting and fun twist on the character of the Joker. But, the film made like $1 billion, so, obviously Warner Bros. Was going to be like, yeah, let's do that again. And so they did it again, and now we have Joker 2 Folie À Deux. And walking into this film, all I honestly wanted it to be was a worthy follow-up to the first one. It didn't need to be quite as good as the first one, but it just needed to be worth what it was. And I've said previously, I tried my best to stay away from all the reviews and what other people think before I go see a film, because I want to see it from my own eyes. I want to figure out what I think of it first before I go see what other people think of it. But it was hard to ignore everybody yelling and saying, hey, this one might not be quite as good as the first one. And so I went into this one trying to leave all of that out of my mind. And I got my own opinion on this film, and I don't know why other people didn't like it, but I know why I feel the way that I personally feel about this film. And so before we do that, we're going to do this like we do it every single time here, and that we're going to get into some of the good, we're going to get into some of the bad, and then we're going to get into some of the stats, my guy. And, we're going to start with the positive side of things, so let's talk about the good. The performances in this film are all great. Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker, once again, is a compelling performance. Lady Gaga is a great addition to this film acting-wise. She does a really good job playing the character of Harley Quinn in this film, or this film's rendition of Harley Quinn. She does a really good job at playing that character, and she does a really good job at playing into the insanity, into the unhinged nature of this universe's version of Joker. This film has a fair number of musical performances. I think they said it was about 9 or so. I didn't count while I was watching it, but I believe that before they said it was about 9 or so songs in the film. And they were all pretty good. We all pretty much know about Lady Gaga. I'm sure everybody has heard a Lady Gaga song once or twice before in their life. And, she did a pretty good job, as you expect her to do. Joaquin Phoenix wasn't too much of a slouch either. He did a pretty good job at doing the songs that he did in the film. There are a lot of pretty shots, and as well in the performance scenes, there's a lot of really nice looking moments in those musical scenes. It's really a beautifully shot movie. But then if we're gonna start getting to the other side of that, a lot of these musical scenes, they come in, they kind of drop in out of nowhere. Like before the first song is properly introduced as a musical scene, you kind of have these other moments and characters walking around singing songs and humming and all this and that, and it begins to make you think, is this what they meant by musical? And they're like, nope, we actually meant musical. But it almost starts to catch you by surprise at moments when these songs come in. Whereas in most musicals, the songs are kind of led into naturally. It kind of feels like they have a scene here and then they throw the song number right there in the middle of it, and then you come out of that song number and you got another scene here, or it tries to bleed a little bit in the outro of the song, but it doesn't really have much bleed at the beginning of the song. I mean, that's at least how it is for the most part in the film. And I feel like a lot of these musical numbers are kind of placed in strange spots, kind of. Not to mention, I think this film's biggest sin is that it has a lot of ideas and it has a lot of things that it wants to do, but it doesn't necessarily know how it wants to say them or if it actually has anything to say. To the point, like, when you're walking out of that theater, it's like, okay, what was the point of what I just watched? At the end of the first film, you understood, like, okay, there was a point to this. It felt like there was something that was needed to be said here, and they said it with this. But this time, it's like, okay, there's something, and they're kind of trying to harp on the message of the last film and build on that a little bit. But does that really need built on anymore? Honestly, what this film feels like is that there wasn't much of an idea for another one. Like, where do we go with the story for this second one? And they tried to do a few things to, like, switch it up and make it different. And I think the making it a musical was an inspired decision. But ultimately, what does it add to this universe? What does it add as a film of its own? It doesn't add very much. So honestly, when you leave, you're kind of just thinking like, well, what was the point? So ultimately, like, when you walk out of the theater, it kind of feels inconsequential. It kind of feels like it's not necessarily bad. It's not a bad movie, but I can't really say it was a good one either. But you know what? We're going to start breaking this thing down into the scores here. And for casual audiences, Joker 2, Folie À Deux, is going to get a D. For movie fans, Joker 2 is going to get a D-. And for critics, Joker Folie À Deux is going to get another D-. When you're asking me about Joker Folie À Deux, I'm honestly going to say you can wait to rent this one at home. This is nothing that I'd recommend, especially if you're a casual. If you're a casual, I really would not recommend you, like, running into the theaters to see this one. I'll probably say wait and watch something else, because there's probably going to be some other big superhero movie that comes out later this year that you're probably going to enjoy more. You might end up enjoying Venom more. I don't know. Or you could just go see the other rated R superhero movie again. Who cares? But yeah, get down in those comments. Let me know what you guys thought about this one. Honestly, I think this film is going to be pretty divisive, but I feel like most people are going to be on a similar wavelength with this one. Get in those comments and let me know what you guys are thinking, man. Make sure that you guys like and subscribe. These things have been getting decent views. You guys haven't been subscribing. It's going to make me angry. Make sure you're drinking water and stuff. Do that. Yeah. And I will see y'all guys next time. Later.